Hey Smith, so I'm sorry that I can't be there with you today to start this new unit. I'm actually on my way back from the cruise and I'm missing you guys. I've already spent too many days away in my opinion, but I look forward to getting back in the classroom with you and continuing our learning and our walk through geometry. Um, but hopefully this video will suffice to help prepare you. This first lesson is actually really crucial, and that's why I'm recording these videos. They're really crucial to understanding the rest of the unit because they set up for us an understanding of some of the key terms and some of the vocab we're going to be using. Now this unit is talking about circles. Circles. So we're going to see a lot of things that look like this. A circle. And there's some things we already know about circles. Like right off the bat, you know that a circle has a center point. I probably didn't even have to bring that up. You probably just knew it. You probably also know that a circle has something called a radius, right? And that radius goes from the center and it goes to the circle, or the edge, it touches the circle at one point, right? So this is a radius. And we know that double the length of a radius is the diameter. And the diameter goes through the circle, or I mean through the center point, goes through the center point and touches both sides of the circle. Right? So, and this diameter could be here, this diameter could be here, as long as it goes through the circle and through the center point and touches the circle at 2 points. Well, we have those things in our head already, but there's actually 3 more lines or segments that are special to circles. The first is called a chord. A chord is a segment whose endpoints lie on a circle. And so a chord looks something like this, and it's actually kind of familiar to us, right? It looks kind of like a diameter, a little bit. The only difference between a chord and a diameter is that the diameter goes through the center point. But this chord, see, it touches twice on the circle. Not only that, but its endpoints are on the circle, meaning that it doesn't go any farther. It doesn't go any farther. It ends on the circle. A secant is kind of like a chord. It touches the circle in 2 points, but the secant isn't a line segment. The secant is a whole line, meaning it goes on forever in either way. So this right here, this thing is a secant. Right? It intersects the circle in 2 points, right here and right here. And then the last one, this one's a little different. It's called a tangent. Well, a tangent is a line, and it intersects the circle at exactly 1 point. Now, my tangent line doesn't actually intersect there, but we'll adjust our circle for a second, and it intersects the circle at exactly 1 point. So this thing is called a tangent. And notice that the tangent is a line, and it's always going to be on the outside. It'll never be inside the circle. And where it intersects right there, that's going to be called the point of tangency. And we just kind of took that word tangent and turned it into an adverb, kind of, or an adjective. So those are kind of some key terms and vocab. And if we look down here, just below this space that we have for our circle, we can see that there's some other things that we need to keep track of. So if we have congruent circles, well, 2 things that are congruent are the same, and we know that 2 circles are congruent if they have the same radius. If they have the same radius, that r could be anything. R could be 6, R could be 3, as long as both circles have the same radius. They're congruent. We also need to make sure that we keep straight what the interior of the circle is. So the interior of a circle is inside the circle, and the exterior of a circle is outside of the circle. And that's pretty simple, but we want to make sure that we keep track of that because some questions are going to ask us to find the area inside the circle or maybe in the interior or the area outside or in the exterior. The next thing is tangent circles. So remember, a tangent line intersects a circle at one point, only one point. Well, tangent circles intersect at one point as well. And notice these circles can be side by side, or one of them can be inside of the other, as long as they only touch at one point. They only touch at one point, and that's what that word intersect means, remember? Intersect just means to touch. Just two more. Concentric circles. Well, inside of here we can see that that center, the kind of start of that word center, right? So concentric circles means they have the same center, And then last but not least, if two circles have a common tangent, meaning they have the same tangent or a tangent that touches both, then we call that line a common tangent. So it's a line or segment that is tangent to two coplanar circles, meaning it touches two circles at exactly one point, right? So if you notice over here, these two circles are actually tangent circles, right? So up here is kind of like these two circles. And every pair of tangent circles has a common tangent that goes through it right there in the middle. But even two pairs, or a pair of two circles rather, has a common tangent, a line that touches both of them at only one point. So that's some of the vocab, and hopefully you were writing notes or drawing these circles. And I will be grading these notes pretty harshly for the first page, just to know that you're following along with these videos. So make sure that you go back and you copy each of these notes. I'll also give you extra credit points on your notes if on the inside of your circle up here, where we wrote the center point and the secant and the tangent, you write this smiley face just like this, and you'll get an extra credit point. I might put it in the participation points, or I might put it into the notes packet at the end of the unit, but this will be like, I don't know, let's just call it +4 extra credit points going right into your grade. All right, let's move on to the next video.